Please, the show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Look at that! Look at this! Wow, guys! Happy New Year! Please.
What up? We're back. We are back.
2023.
Woo! How are you, fellas?
Doing great.
Man, doing great.
Look at- we ought to go straight away and introduce our new band member. Seeing as he's there and looking lovely. Mr. David Wilson, as I live and breathe. Say, how is it going, my friend?
Oh, well, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit nervous today. I can't believe I'm with such great company. I feel like I'm sat amongst legends.
Well, yeah, I mean, William and Ray, but it's only me. It's great to have you, dude. And you got your bats there all hovering around the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Little control. Is that something you painted yourself there?
No, I had left my friends to look after my home. When I first moved into the place, I left my friends to look after the home and my dog for a weekend when I went off to stay with my girlfriend in Edinburgh. And they were on about, oh, can we do some paintings on the walls and stuff? I was like, yeah, as long as it's just some tasteful things. I mean, it's all blank at the minute, so go for it. So I got this lighthouse, and this is my favourite one. But they also did a Rick and Morty photo on my bedroom
Oh,
wall.
wow.
It's impressive, it's cool, right? But I've never been a Rick and Morty fan, and I said anything you do it tastefully. So I was a little bit frustrated when I got home to a bloody Rick and Morty on the wall. But
Is it a giant pickle, Rick?
thankfully not. No, it's not a bad photo of them, but it's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted, so I'm very happy with this.
Oh, wow. Oh, mate, it's such an absolute pleasure to have you now. Just so that people know, we've not kicked John out of the band. It's just, as you know, he struggles to come on every week these days because of his new job and everything. And then fresh off the Christmas break, he's extremely busy. So young David, or I should say, he's actually a lot older than he looks, folks. He's actually, if you remember Stan Laurel from Laurel and Hardy, David's his son. That's how old he is.
I was told at a young age that I'm supposedly related to Stan Laurel, and his hometown is actually my hometown. Him and Laurel and Hardy had a theatre where I've grown up, so this was a place where it was kind of a home base for them. I don't think they were both from here, but they lived here for a long duration.
No, Ollie was from down in the south.
He was.
Yeah. I think he was. Where was he? William will know this. Was he Virginia, Alabama? Down
I'll
around.
say Virginia, but I'll be
Yeah.
wrong.
Do 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 do. What was that song they did? Do 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 do. Commence your prancing. Do do do. Commence your dancing. Do do do. Oh, come on, Ray knows exactly what I'm talking about. Raymond, don't leave me hanging, dude. Ray, look at that bear's cap.
Yeah, that's it's California. That's our
That's your flag motif.
Hey, isn't that the name of your dog?
It is, yeah. He sat right
Bear?
next to me, actually.
Oh,
Come here.
Yeah.
Come get on camera.
Yeah, boy.
Say hello.
Hey, look,
Oh,
we got it.
look.
I think we found John's replacement. No,
He's a gorgeous.
Love you, John.
How old is Bear, David?
He's about 6-year-old, I think. About 6-year-old. Either 5 or 6. I'm a bit forgetful.
Oh, he's so sweet.
He's a wonderful companion, and he definitely polishes the kitchen floor, too. He's quite the mop.
Yeah.
Oh yes, absolutely. Oh, I miss having a dog. I had a dog all my life. I was counting the other day. We've had about 8 or 9 dogs since I was born, and the wife doesn't like them. So
I don't think I could ever live without a dog now. I've had one. I don't think I could ever live without one.
Yeah,
all of you guys have got dogs, haven't you?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
All of you. You've Ray's got a sausage dog. Is it Ray? No, it's a Chihuahua thing.
Chihuahua mixed with a terrier, and I named him after Curry, one of my favorite basketball players.
And one of my favorite meals, I have to say.
I love curry chicken. Love curry chicken.
John saying doggo. See, John's got a dog. Look, you see that in the corner there, guys? Can you see he's got a little dog? And Williams, you've got a chocolate lab, haven't you, mate?
Oh yeah. I got a big dog. We put boots on him because it's so cold outside. He doesn't like it, but I find it hilarious.
Oh, bless. Joe's waiting. Yeah, look at that.
That's adorable. What type of dog is it, Joe? What type of dog are you expecting to come?
Yeah, let's guess, because it's going to take him 10 seconds. I reckon it's going to be like a pit bull.
A pit bull? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You really?
I think it's going to be one of those American Terrier things, I think.
Well, if they're shipping it to you, Joe, I hope they put air holes in the box.
I think where Joe's at, man, it's really cold. So I hope that dog's got some,
I was completely wrong. It's a Cavalier King Charles
That's
Spaniel.
what I was picturing. I was picturing like a little terrier, a little tiny.
Yeah, no, King Charles are gorgeous. I tell you what, though, Joe, they're a bag of energy, my friend. We had one of those for a while. He was called Jasper, and boy, did he love running around the place. So, William, how was your Christmas, mate? Did you get anything nice from Santa?
I got my own Christmas gift this year. It was called a 4090. It was very expensive, but I'm enjoying it. But yeah, I had a great Christmas and New Year. I'm not a big drinker or anything, but we had a simple drink and we hung out with some family and we had a great time.
Oh, that's nice. Ray, what about you, my friend? You've been away, haven't you?
Yeah, I got this from Stadia. I want to thank you, Stadia. Appreciate
So, a piece of paper?
Those are checks.
Those are those are checks.
What?
Yeah. So I finally
Was it like 90 pence per check kind of a thing?
Well, I think Ray lucked out. He got all of the digital refunds, and then I think he got some more refunded again.
Hey, shut the hell up, man! Shut the hell up!
Go cash
Shut the hell up! So
No, don't be giving away my... Listen, you know that his accountant's the same as Donald Trump's, don't you? He's saying nothing.
no, but
Nothing.
I had an awesome Christmas. My wife got me a coffee maker, and oh my god, it's like boom, you just pop these little cups inside the machine, and you just hit the button, and boom.
Oh, you have a Keurig then, huh?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, my daughter got one of those, Ray, as well, funny enough.
So
Yeah.
I love that, and got some clothes, and and then I got me just like a SPG. I'm loving my new PC as well, and enjoying it.
Now, what I have a question for everybody. What games did you purchase over the holiday season? Because there was so many sales. I went crazy and bought some games. So
Did you? Did you do? What did you buy? What have you purchased?
I bought Ghostbusters, the remake. I got Red Dead Redemption 2. I got Spider-Man. Let's see. What else, man? Cyberpunk.
Witcher.
I had to buy that. Yeah.
The Witcher?
3.
I love that game. Love that.
I bought Portal for the RTX version to check out the ray
Yes.
tracing.
What did you get, David?
Can I just interject though, SPG? You wouldn't have got half of those if you just bought Spider-Man, would you?
I know.
You just held off on Spider-Man so long and kept buying this and that and this.
We'd be hanging out in
eventually-
Discord. Yeah, we'd be hanging out in Discord, and I'd go to CD keys, and I'm like, "Oh, that game's $4. That one's $5." And I literally, by the time I was done, I should have purchased Spider-Man 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't. I mean, I bought... What games did I buy? I bought one game for me, which was Dinkum, which sounds...
Yeah, that's right. You streamed it. You played it. You were playing it.
I'm not being... It's one of my favorite games of the last year. It is seriously good fun. Ray, you would love it, my friend. It's great. It would be great for your stream. Really cool fun.
I'll check it out. I think
it's Animal Crossing,
Yeah.
but not on the Switch. So, it's not Animal Crossing, but it's basically a clone of Animal Crossing, but for PC. And I tell you, it's been taking all my spare minutes. It completely chills you because you've got chooks, right? Chickens. And you got to go and harvest some grass to get grass seed to turn it into grain to feed the chickens once a day. And then these guys come to the village and they've all got stuff they want you to do. So you got to go off and mine for copper and bits and pieces. And I'm loving it.
Rokk,
Apart from
you
that,
remind me of my father playing Farmville on Facebook. You remember those days? Farmville on Facebook.
I do, son, but I didn't know we were going to get to the father-son thing straight away. I thought we were going to...
God, he went straight there.
Daddy, Rock's gotten around.
I know. Door-to-door salesman. But I hear you, David. No, it's I am like everybody's dad, but it's just such a good game, and I bought loads of games for my giveaways as well. Bought a ton of games for the old giveaways, got stocked up for months to come, I would say. David, what did you get for Christmas, my friend? Apart from that beautiful dog's love.
Game wise, absolutely nothing. I have just been loving my Xbox that I've got. My game.
Plague Tale Innocence.
Oh, is this what I got? I did. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it's worth mentioning. I've been gifted a couple of games over this Christmas season. I was gifted Marvel Midnight Sun by a friend, and I am
great fun.
Adoring that game. Me and my partner, I've got her into Marvel. She's a bit of a Marvel nerd herself, so I've had her watching over my shoulder as we play some of that Midnight Sun. I have recently acquired from a lovely, generous man, Plague Tale Innocence. Plague Tale Innocence, would you believe? Because I mentioned in a stream the other day that Requiem, I really want to play Requiem, but I'm
Excuse me, what did he say?
He said wrecked him. Damn near killed him.
Yeah. You had to rat up the rectum. Awful.
The 5-year-old jokes are coming out. Okay, let's start. Come on.
He's not been watching the show, boys, has he?
No, yeah. You better get used to it.
He's not been watching before.
You better get used to it.
But Plague Tale Requiem, that absolutely amazing game everyone was playing over the past couple of months, I really wanted to play it, but I've never played the first one, and that kind of put me off. Even though it's on Game Pass, I've got it sat there. But because I mentioned this the other day, a generous man named Rokk in my inbox, and he gifted me Plague Tale Innocence.
Yes.
I am yet to boot it up, but I was holding off to get this little Mac setup that I've got set up because I was thinking about putting it on a stream.
Yes. Well, that's the thing, because it's on GeForce Now.
It is. Yeah.
So yeah, you as long as you purchased it, you don't need to download it. You can. We got so much news to cover, guys.
We do.
So much news.
Yes.
And we're gonna. Ray, is there anything you really wanted? Oh, we've done the coffee machine. Did you buy any? Have you bought any really nice games? Or
you know, I have to say the game that I got and I'm loving is The Witcher 3: The Next Generation.
Oh yes.
And I'm playing it on GeForce Now. It looks extremely beautiful with all the settings. The story is amazing.
Ray was running around just last night trying to kill Jeff as a child in the game. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Jeff as a child.
Yeah, it was a little demon baby that came back to life. But
a little demon fetus that had a big head.
just an amazing game. I've been enjoying that. And then just playing a lot of Marvel Snap, love me.
Yeah, you are indeed the Marvel Snap king. I mean, that's what I'm seeing all the time from you.
Have you spent any more money, Ray? Be honest. No. Okay, good.
Today, we'll talk next week. I'm gonna spend something.
There's new cards coming. We don't know.
Yeah, I am gonna go out and do a little something today, though.
Hey,
I'll probably talk about it next week.
More upgrades, maybe.
Well, let's find out. Shall we make our way across to the news, guys? Because we've had some big news today. Let's do it.
Yes.
Wow, look at that. Did you see what just happened? That's what I'm calling a transition, folks. So, yeah, we had, there's a couple of really big bits of news today, one which I'll come on to after this. But GeForce Now went and spoiled us like the old Ferrero Rocher.
Wow.
So there was a big old CES announcement. I'm sure most of you were aware of this. I know we were all watching it and getting super excited. And I actually guesstimated this one fairly correctly. So there's at least two of us here that are GeForce Now ambassadors. I don't know if you're William and David, you're not GFN ambassadors, are you?
No, I should be. I'm not.
It's only for cool kids, mate.
I am an active user, though. I do love my 3080 Ti. I absolutely adore my 3080 Ti.
Well, now you're going to love the 4080 tier, because what they did, they knocked it out of the park with the 3080 tier. It looks amazing for cloud gaming. It's an extension of PC gaming in the cloud. I love it. Now they gave us the 4080, and at no additional cost. You don't have to opt into another tier or anything. They're just swapping out the 3080 tier and rolling in the 4080s to take its place. I think that is a magnificent announcement for everyone that is invested or interested in GFN.
I was driving my son to school. I almost I was listening to it in my car. I had my phone connected to my car and I'm driving, listening. I almost drove off the road. I was like, "What? Are you serious?" And people get the no. They don't have to pay not another dime. They don't have to pay another dime.
Clarence got his wings, folks.
Sorry, what, Ray? Don't have to pay another dime. Can you clarify on that?
Same price, my friend. If you have a
Same
3080 tier,
Yeah.
you get automatically upgraded to what is now rebranded the Ultimate package.
And let me just say, I have a 4090. And the difference between the 30 series cards and the 40 series cards, it's almost like the 40 series cards are sledgehammers. They're brute force. Like, they're so much above the 30 series, it's amazing. So to have them do this and not charge anything extra and to start to roll it out is amazing. And then the features they discussed, which is the latency is going to be better.
And up to 40 frames.
Man, I mean, that
240.
just shows you
Wow.
the power of the 4080. And then they're saying that they're bringing the 40 series to laptops, and that is an incredible value as well. You can't buy one of these cards. You cannot buy one of these cards for under $1,000. And the laptops were around $1,000. It's
really,
it's incredible.
Joe just checked his account and he just got. He says, "I just checked my account and it's ultimate."
Crow actually makes a really good point here. He's saying, why don't they replace the priority tier with the 3080s? That's it. I think the reason that they won't do that is the 3080s occupy what they call the super pods. So they're sort of highly finely tuned racks that have the 3080 cards in, and they're swapping out the 3080s with the 40s.
There's going to be a transition period where you know, but once those 3090 pods aren't being utilized, they might do that, and I think that would be a great thing for them, because the people that do try it might say, "Oh, it's only 1080. I don't like this about it or that." Well, it might free up some of that to try the best version of it, and then move up to the 4080, because there is going to be a big difference between the 3080 and the 4080 series.
Well, here are the highlights, guys. So, as we've said, RTX 4080 is going to be rebranded as the Ultimate membership, and that's going to replace the 3080. Now, that's kicking off this month, and Joe's just noticed that he's already starting to see some changes. That's going to be early in the States, is my guess, and then they've said US and Western Europe. That might be me, and then rolling out for the rest of this quarter. So that will be the 3-month period to everybody who has a 3080. And as you rightly said, if you are a 3080 sub, or if you're going to jump on board and sub for 3080, you will automatically get the Ultimate. So the Ultimate replaces the 3080 in everything except price, which is amazing. And like you've said, William, that means you're going to be able to get, if you only got to watch William's recent streams where he's using this 4 series card just to see what, they're just amazing. That is going to, the other thing is they're bringing in this reflex technology, 240 hertz. That means 240 frames per second. Unheard of. I can't even get that from my flippin' Xbox.
And that's in the cloud. 240 frames from the cloud.
And also, for the people out there that got I had a potato PC for a long time, or you got a Chromebook, or you got a MacBook. I mean, this is a huge, for those who can't go out and afford expensive rigs and stuff like that, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
How much power is packed into this stuff? When you look at the laptops they're coming out with, very significant for content creators and people that, use Blender or render stuff. It's quite a leap in performance. It really is. I can't wait for people to experience it in the cloud. I'm blown away every day that I run my 3080, quite honestly. I mean, even my little dinkum, playing with my little dinkum on the 3080. Excuse me.
I do not want to hear about you playing with your little dinkum.
Hey, right. It's his dinkum. It's his dinkum.
Yeah, at my age, mate, you take any old excuse to play with your dinkum. Plus, as you guys have already said, the 4070 Ti. Oh no, I'm coming back as my dinkum came back. Just like my boomerang. So they were going to bring out a 4080 card for laptops. They brought it out as the 4070 Ti, which makes more sense.
Yes.
And that's coming in at $799 as a card, which is a reasonable price for a full series.
And considering, sorry, Rokk, but considering that the AMD released their 7900 XTX, which was supposed to compete with the 4080, they've had a problem with their vapor chamber inside their card, so they may be recalling those. Oh, no. So the cheapest card that you could get to compete with the 40 series, the reason I'm bringing this up, was $1,000. Now you can get a 4070 for like $300 under $1,000, and still get the all the 40 series benefits, DLS3 and all that stuff. So
it's mind blowing, guys. It's mind blowing. Technically, these fellas have just taken it to a whole other level. AMD did well when they released their cards last month or the month before, but
actually it was a little bit of a flop, wasn't it?
Sorry, David?
It actually had a little bit of a flop that released in SPG. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, the AMD ones.
Yeah, it did. They had temperature issues, and come to find out, the temperature issues are from part of their cooler not functioning properly. But the massive value comes in is that the 4070 Ti competes or barely beats or falls just under a 3090 or 3090 Ti. And the point is, you can't buy one of those cards for under $1,000 right now.
Nope.
Even a 3090 you can. And that doesn't come with all the 40 series benefits. So them coming out at this price point does make a difference to some people. Some people who would have went with the XTX may now go for the 4070.
Well, just to put that into scope, you said this card, what did you say, was about $800, is that right?
Yes, $799.
Yeah. Yep. And that is comparable with what used to be the flagship NVIDIA card 6 months ago, which cost,
which was $1,500 at MSRP or whatever. And then... But the 3090 series came out during the chip shortage, which and the the crypto boom. Yeah. So it was very hard to get your hands on these cards, and they all sold well over retail. But right now, like if you go look at Amazon, you're looking at about $1,000 to $1,200 for a 3090 or a 3090 Ti. You could turn around.
What the
It's also worth noting the last couple of things that I took from the gaming aspect, because the whole NVIDIA CES event then went on to talk about amazing AI improvements and 3D creation and virtual cars and all sorts of stuff. But as you rightly mentioned earlier, William, they're doing a new of 4 series laptops, yes, with Max Q dynamic power and memory management. Oh, I want one of them, Dad. And another thing which I picked up on, I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but this looks amazing. They're rolling out an upgrade to kind of super resolution. They're calling it RTX Video Super Resolution. It's going to be for Chrome and Edge browsers. And they showed how they work with a 1080p stream. They take out all the chunky artifacts and they kind of anti-alias the edges, and it ends up looking more like a 4K image on a 1080p, which I know is to a degree what DLSS does. But this is this combined with the 4080 cards, the 240 frames per second. Honestly, we're getting to a point where what's the point in owning, if you're a gamer? What's the point? But I think we have to see them getting more day and date stuff from Steam and Epic and GOG. They've got to get more games. It's not their fault. It's developers.
But I give a shout out though. They did show some games that are coming
gorgeous
out
games.
that would look amazing. What was that? Witchfire, and then the zombie game. Those
Tetris.
What you got to remember is that NVIDIA and GeForce Now is a supplement to PC gaming. Their first foremost thing is to push you to PC. If you want to play on GFN in the cloud, great. But they really want you to be excited for PC gaming. But I wish that they would separate themselves from that a little more,
Yeah.
be more cloud focused. But hey, I wanted Stadia to do a bunch of stuff too, and they did whatever they wanted.
And can we give them another shout out? They're going to South Africa. They're going.
That's great.
And to all these other, they're going to other countries. They're expanding out.
Wow.
So that means even more gamers to play with. Probably in the cloud on some multiplayer games and stuff. I mean, good Lord, this was great.
There was one final piece of news which they announced they didn't actually announce it in the event, but it's in this blog post, and that is new AT&T fiber and 5G customers get 6 months of Ultimate for free.
Wow.
There you go, you see. Bringing you the news. David is the one on the left, folks, if you were wondering. He's not the lighthouse. He's the fella to the left of the lighthouse. I know some people were asking. That's all I'm saying. It's young cowboy. I've been putting these posts up on screen, but I've been ignoring the wonderful folk in our chat. And there we go. We've got Cowboy. Cowboy's been doing a Stadia stream every day, bless him. And we've only got about 2 weeks left, haven't we? Something like that. Of Stadia. Not of Cowboy.
The 18th of January or the 19th.
The 18th, yeah. 4 days after my birthday, guys, if you want to get that down on a piece of paper and get your Amazon gift cards in, just to let you know. Just letting you know, that's all. Just letting you know. Because we've got so many fantastic folk. And we got Eddie, we got Miss T, we got Joe, we got Tracy, we got Big Steve, Team Rock Celebrate. Good to see you, my friend. Karekas Lorand, Nightbot, good old Nightbot, Rockmuth, PyCon Fusion, Renaissance Men. Happy New Year to you, my friend. I hope you had a great Christmas. Joe in there, Crow Resin, John Burford, Bjorn Burson. He did a little premiere video earlier, which I watched. I bet you didn't know I was there watching Bjorn. Talking all about GeForce, he was. And Yellow from Italy. Hope you had a great break, my friend. I know when I was in Italy in January a few years ago, they carried on celebrating for weeks after. The sort of decorations were up and they had stuff going on. It was quite interesting. Young Bruce is here in the house, and as is Adam, who was just stopping by while he was grabbing some lunch. Always good to see you, my friend. Morgan Live, Guten Abend, Team Rock. Guten Abend, mein Freund. I hope you're well. I hope you had a cracking break. Rockmuth bought Metal Hellsinger. That's a great game.
That is an awesome game. I love
Isn't
that
it?
game. Yeah, it is.
A much underrated and understreamed game, actually. But I love it. I think it's a great game.
And Ray has done some phenomenal streams of that over on his Twitch, I believe.
Yes. I love those guns.
Yeah, man. Young Vet, he didn't know what Game Pass was because I think he's fibbing.
We just got $5. We just got $5 from And Now Your Mama Knows. Here is $5 towards Rock's birthday gift.
Oh, thanks,
there you go.
Friend. Thank you, dude. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Sierra as well, Mrs. SPG. And there she is. Hope you have all had a wonderful new year. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good, and hopefully it's only going to get better. So thank you, guys. Nerds World, all the way from Canada. Great to see you. Hey, Rokk Show panel and chat. So there you go. Bunch of amazing folk. Right. So anyway, that's the NVIDIA news. There may be more to come. This is hot off the press because when we went live, I think it was still going. Yeah. But they'd fairly much covered off all of the stuff.
Like they touched on this for just a second, but something that I am super stoked for is the RTX tools that they're going to release for you to mod older DirectX games. That looks so incredible. I cannot wait to see what people come up with.
Wow.
And, new experiences for older games with just a slight mod. It's exciting to me. So.
Is that the thing that was the Morrowind was
Yes.
the example of? Yeah, that was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yes. Basically, what happened is the people who made Portal, they gave them the RTX tools, and that's where the RTX version of Portal came from. They did it with those tools, so it'll be very interesting to see what people come up with.
Yeah, and some upgrades to RTX Broadcast as well. I don't know if you saw that. Some new AI stuff. Yeah, I love it. Loving that. It's, because I very often am looking away from my lovely folk because, you got screens, you got to manage stuff. It's nice to have them AI my eyes, so I'm constantly looking at the camera. I'm waiting for the glitch when your eyes do that. That'd be amazing. Now, my other piece of PlayStation news, which people may not have spotted, but I think is fascinating, comes from Gaming Ideology. This is it here. I'll just hide Nerds World. This I popped up earlier in my... Whoops, wrong one. Popped up earlier in my stream. Basically, our good friends over at Sony Interactive have patented something. They have patented a new box, like a Fire TV or a Google Chromecast for cloud gaming, guys. Exclusively for cloud gaming. And what they're looking to do is get this, at least the chipset as well, into TVs, etc. So it looks like they're finally pulling up their socks and doing the thing that they were meant to be doing and getting it on. That is what you're seeing here is pretty much the entire article. There's not a huge amount there.
Are they being drugged this direction, kicking and screaming, though?
I think so. I think, I mean, we've said it before, I think all of the players were all heading in this direction, but they've all had to go at a certain pace dependent on their core audiences. I think they've all known this is the way to go. And that ultimately hardware isn't necessarily the way to go. Probably the least of those issues are with Sony and Nintendo, of course, who don't seem to have an issue selling and making profit with their hardware. But certainly, I think this is where everyone's going. So yeah, the plan here, the thing I couldn't get my head around is that it says they're using a device pass-through, allowing fans, i.e. gamers, to access their video game library to play directly via the cloud on their TV without the need for a dedicated PlayStation-branded gaming device.
Oh, wow.
What did that mean, David?
Okay, go ahead.
It sounds like it's Stadia. That's what it sounds like to me.
Sounds like there's a server. It sounds like there's a blade that is going to be the intermediary, the pass-through device.
Right.
Because they're saying there's no end user device connected to your TV, which would be Stadia, xCloud, exactly the way they work.
Yeah, I see. So unlike their current PlayStation Remote Play app, where you get latency because it's got to run it down there and stuff, they're basically doing what everybody else is doing and saying, yeah, we're going to serve all this stuff from the cloud.
Yep.
Well, it's only a patent. We don't know whether it'll ever come to fruition, and we don't know if and when. But my money's on all the players going this way, ultimately. What do you think, Ray? You're a PlayStation man as well.
Well, I like the fact that they're really thinking about low latency, and I think that's what kind of turned a lot of people away from cloud was the latency with certain devices and stuff. So with them going this way and with this device and stuff, I think that's going to be great doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm happy, man. Sony's got a lot of patents. They're known. They have a lot of patents out there. So I'm glad. I hope they get this on because I think this will be great.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Looking forward to. I mean, maybe not 23, but maybe by 25 we'll be in that land where cloud is not necessarily a thing that anybody even mentions. Nobody mentions now. I'm just going to go and play on my console, do they?
No.
Nobody ever mentions console. They might say, "Oh, I'm firing up my Xbox." I think that's how it's going to be with cloud in a couple of years.
See, I think it's very similar to the energy thing. Gas giants swapping over to renewables. Like we all know it's going to happen. They know it's going to happen. But it's just how long will the process take for us to actually do that swap?
Yeah.
It could be 2 years. Realistically, it should be, but it might take 3 decades for all we know.
Yeah. Well, you'll be around at least, my friend.
I'll let you know.
Well, you won't be letting us know.
No, you'll have to do it.
I'm gonna be
You'll have to do a seance.
You're gonna have to get a
seance. Give you the gaming news of the future.
Yeah. Rock and Ray, I have some cloud news for you.
Beyond the grave.
That's how it's going to work. So we look forward to that one. There's a couple of other little bits of news, nothing amazing. Fortnite. Oh, that's not the one, Rock. No, I didn't copy it very well, did I? Let me get the right one. Fortnite, you remember them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember they were unceremoniously, I think they fell out with Apple over the whole 30% thing.
Getting booted off the iOS store.
Oh, yes.
That was the one. Well, they're coming back. Tim Sweeney, otherwise known as Sweeney Todd. He loves his pies. He tweeted very simply, next year on iOS. Don't you think he looks a bit? Look at the picture down here of him. Let me zoom in. Ray might know this. Don't you think he looks like John Boy Walton, Ray?
Good night, John Boy.
Good night, John Boy. I'm off to play Fortnite. So,
what's a Fortnite?
Yeah, exactly. So, why is it called Fortnite, by the way? That's a question for you.
I don't know.
What's it got to do with 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Yeah, I was going to say, it's
yeah,
2
what's
weeks.
What's that all about? Why is it called Fortnite?
I have no idea.
I don't know. It's when he counts his money, I guess. But they were kicked off. They're coming back. Young Tim must have come to an agreement. My guess is these agreements are all part and parcel to do with these various, investigations that are going on across Europe and into various platform shenanigans.
I have a theory, Rock. They got together for the idea of the game, and they were like, "Oh, that'll last a fortnight."
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if anybody in the chat knows.
You're building bases, fort houses.
Well,
yeah, but then what about night? Like, fair enough. Fort. There's a lot of building in it. I was wondering that forts. You might build forts. You do a lot of building in it, but why night?
Did you say
night
farts?
I think we said fart night.
I thought you said fart night. I'm like, that's why the lighthouse is leaning over a little bit. But exactly.
Excuse me.
Exactly.
Oh, such a bunch of kids. Such a bunch of kids. Oh dear. It's all good. It could be that. Who knows? I'll ask Tim when I see him next. He pops in my local. But anyway, they're coming back. First one's likely. So what's it say here? There's a pretty big gap of 7 or so hours. What? A rather short chat. What? Oh, 2 tweets. I see. 2023, and then he's got whatever. So that's coming back. I'm not a Fortnite player. I couldn't give a stuff either way, but I know there's plenty of folk that are, and will be particularly impressed and happy that's the case. David, are you a Fortnite guy?
You don't want to get me started on Fortnite, Rock. I'll rant and rave about Fortnite for the next half an hour about how I don't like it and why I don't. So let's just skip over Fortnite.
Ooh, right, okay. Fair shout, mate. We'll move on from What about Final Fantasy? Is that a game that you like?
Do you know, I never checked out the Final Fantasies. I would love to give them a go. I've seen there's a couple that are meant to be coming out this year, aren't there? There's the remake.
Yes.
That's blasphemy.
Oh,
blasphemy.
Yeah, he should have played at least one Final Fantasy game. Yeah. Come on.
Well, he's waiting to have his Final Fantasy. He's only young.
That's what I'm saying. He's a little young yet. Yeah.
It's on his bucket list. Hey, look, Joe's in with the Fortnite. So Fortnite is named for which players construct forts. He's copied this from somewhere. And other structures to protect against monsters who invade at night.
Him the credit. Ouch.
Yeah. But then they could have made it...
but that's the main game. Nobody plays
Hold on, you got Cowboy. Cowboy has something, too, he wanted to add.
What's he saying? He says... I thought it was Fortnite because it was originally a zombie mode, so you fought the zombies and died around the forts you were building. It was good, save the world, and it's epic!
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man.
That was brilliant.
Did you like that?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That wasn't bad. I love him. I really do. Final Fantasy producer teases a big announcement unrelated to Final Fantasy 5, 6, and 7. And it is an unrelated tease. That's pretty much the news, guys, to be honest. There ain't much more than that in here. It's Yoshinori Kitase, I think is the fella's name. But it could be a girl. I mean, they just say producer. I'm going out on a limb thinking it's a fella. I don't know. In which he claimed, redemption. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth development was picking up speed. I think that's the one. But that he also had a significant news to share, unrelated to Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII XVI is set to release this year, which means Yoshi P needs your support. Yoshi P...
I don't know if he's getting my support.
I need a Yoshi P. After all that juice, I need a Yoshi P.
Give you all the support you need.
It's true, I tell you. Also, exclamation mark. Development is picking up speed on the title I'm producing, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm sure many of your collective imaginations are running wild trying to picture how we'll recreate some of the game's most iconic scenes. David's mind's been running rampant wondering how they're going to recreate some of the game's most iconic scenes.
I don't know what they look like in the first place. My imagination's everywhere.
It's all over the shop. I will have more to share about that when the time is right. There's another big announcement, unrelated. This is where we're trying to get you to. FFVII, that's Final Fantasy VII, that I can't say anything about just yet, so why bother mentioning it then? Rest assured, we're working hard. So, what do you reckon, guys? What do you reckon? What could be unrelated?
I mean, I really don't understand. Wouldn't it just be news then? I mean, if it's coming from, I don't know.
It just sounds like they're developing another game that isn't Final Fantasy, but
maybe Donkey Kong.
It's gonna be a mobile game or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
They're trying to, because I guarantee it's probably gonna have something to do with mobile.
A spin-off TV show, maybe.
Oh,
TV shows are becoming a big thing. TV adaptations.
Yeah, well, I'm going to mention that later on. Yeah.
Last month, Square Enix confirmed that the franchise's next big entry, Final Fantasy XVI, will be released for PS5 on June. All these 16, 7, 9s, 8, 12s, how the hell do you... They're all over the place. They're not even in chronological order. It's as bad as Star Wars.
Yes.
Why, it's like Xbox Series 1 XS... 7, 5.
Like
what?
Number 3 is like number 5 over there. It's so weird.
Can I just ask, why are they remaking number 7? Was that like an iconic one?
It's the most well-received Final Fantasy ever, and probably one of their best-selling as well.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I played a bit of one of them when it starts in a car and it comes down, and there's like some guys in a huge car and they pull into a petrol.
I think that's 15.
Yeah.
15. As an attractive young lady mechanic in the station.
Yes.
7 came out, and it actually sold PlayStations. The only way you could play Final Fantasy 7 was on PlayStation. So yeah.
Wow. There you go. No, I know it's got huge. It's another one of these. Like Fortnite has a huge audience, a huge following. But I'm like David. I've never really. It's not really done it for me. I'm not a massive fan of anime and manga and all that kind of stuff. So. That's just, but I have to say, whenever I've played any of the graphics are unbelievable and have been for many years. And in the older titles, the graphics and sprites weren't amazing or anything, but the stories were. Right. Okay.
Which is really cool.
I thought back then, just with my eyes back then, being in a Final Fantasy VII, I thought was amazing. I thought it was graphic wise, and I mean now we can look at it like, well, the newer games look beautiful, but back then, I mean, they sold a lot of they had toys, they had posters, they had books. It was huge.
Yeah, massive, aren't they? Who is the developer? Square Enix.
Yes,
Square Enix.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're the guys bringing Forspoken out this month, aren't they?
Is that this month?
Yeah, 22nd, I think it is. 22nd.
They better start the demo.
It's a demo, so I think it could go both ways. I've heard so many mixed reviews about it, but I've said, look, it's a demo, so that could either mean you should be really worried because they're showing off the best aspects, and if you don't enjoy it, then that is worrisome, or they're only giving us a taste of what the entire thing could be. So it could go either way.
I agree. I'm going to reserve judgment on that one. I'm also giving a copy away, fellas, to out there in the wonderful wide world of Rock giveaways. Of course you have, mate. But you're all members. You're all Team Rock members, so you're automatically in anyway. You know how it works. Final piece of news. Boosteroid, who are becoming more and more relevant these days. Very interestingly, they have set about providing, and Young Vet has made the news here, guys. This is on Cloud Dosage. There he is. He made a big thing, and he was absolutely right too, of the fact that Boosteroid have a beta option to stream live from the browser to YouTube, very much like Stadia did in the day, but absolutely brilliant to see it as a feature.
Yeah, Absolutely, because the feature for Stadia really leveled the playing field for people that wanted to stream and didn't have the hardware to. And for that feature, even if it's not embedded into Stadia anymore, but is still available, I think that's amazing for most people. It really is.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. And, it really did launch 100, it launched the careers of so many people that were keen to try streaming, thought, wonder if I could ever game stream. And then they suddenly found they could do it literally from a browser with their Stadia account. So now, Boosteroid are taking up that gauntlet. So that's cool. And it's good because it gets Vet a chance. He can now game stream as well. It's something he's always wanted to do. So, bless him. Bless you, my friend. He's such a little cuddly little fella.
I'm waiting to see Wilson stream some Kingdom Come Deliverance. I want to see him.
Now, I've got this Mac up and running. It might happen soon, mate.
Yes. His career started today, guys. Here he is. He's one of the band.
Yes, that's right.
That's it, guys. That covers the news. That's my section. That's the Rokk's review section.
Excellent job, Rokk.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent job. Thank you for pulling all that.
Shall we move on to the next section? Let's do it. I'm just doing some music because I forgot to press the transition button. There it is. We've still got Vet, but only for a second. Don't worry, because he's going to come back in the next episode. William, Ray, and David, I will give you all access to be able to. Look at that! It's telling me how I can buy this game. That's clever. I'll give it so you can have all your shared screens and stuff, so it won't rely on me, as it were. But here it comes. Da-da! There we go. Look at that. Let me. What is it today? What?
All right, William's Wanger today is a fantastic game. Let me preface this. If you've ever watched The Walking Dead, and I know, Rokk, that you just got into it and started that show.
Fear the Walking Dead. Oh, mate, I'm obsessed with it.
Oh, it's great. Okay, so what this is it's Days Gone. It was released from Sony Studios a few years ago. It was supposed to be a new flagship IP. Sadly, I don't think we're getting any more. But this game is a masterpiece in my mind. This game made me cry. Okay, and not to give anything away, but it's set in a post-apocalyptic world that has zombies, but they're not called zombies, they're called freakers. And these freakers are like the 28-day zombies. They're like infected people that and like run at you really fast and stuff. And the interesting part of this game is that you run around like you would in a Walking Dead type environment. You have multiple camps to befriend and do jobs for. It's an RPG to where you have skills and stuff. You upgrade your character, and there's living people to contend with. There's the freakers, the dead, to contend with. And there's massive hordes that are in this game.
Hordes, Ray, hordes.
Yes,
just
hordes.
Hordes. Yeah, massive ones.
And they crawl on you like ants. Like you literally die very quickly. So I want to give you some tips and tricks to this game. But I want to give you an example first. This is an emotional game. If you get connected with the main character, Deacon, who is the actor is Sam Witwer, who does an amazing job. He did the voice for like Darth Maul and stuff like that in Star Wars. So Deacon is the main protagonist, and it's a very emotional story. Like as an example, I'm behind enemy lines. A woman is getting abused and tortured, and she's tied up, and I want to save her. They kill her and walk away. So I go to kill them for hurting this woman, and as I approach him to kill him, the woman starts screaming. She's still alive. So I turn around to go save and rescue her. I cut her down, and I find out her legs are broken. She cannot escape. The zombies are going to eat her in a horrific way. So you do something horrible. You smother her. As you're smothering her, you're whispering to her to relax and to calm down. You're trying to shush her and reassure her that you're not. I don't know, man. It's so emotionally interesting. It's so, yeah. Well, I mean, you're doing something. You're doing something that is absolutely.
Ray, this got feels going on here, mate. You can't be laughing at him.
You're doing something that is absolutely horrendous, but it is absolutely the merciful thing to do at the same time. Yeah. It's very compelling in that way, and the whole story is like that. You have to. You have to contend with the living. You have to contend with the dead, and it's extremely awesome. There's a whole lot of story beats, and no, that's not giving anything away. But it's about a 40 to 60 hour game. But you have to get past the first 10 hours. The first 10 hours are a little bit slow. Your character kind of sucks in the beginning. Because you have these little things called Nero checkpoints, and you can upgrade your character that way. You automatically upgrade over time, get skill points, but if you make your way to a Nero site, you can get an injector, which gives you that skill point right away. So my tips would be to start the game off, invest in your stealth right away, because the more quiet you are, the less noise you make, the less zombies come at you. And the less people can hear you and spot you. These camps you go to, when you go inside the gate, if you don't ride your bike into the gate, they offer for $50 or $60 to go collect your bike. Drive your bike in there. Do not do that. You're wasting $50 or $60 every time you have them collect your bike, unless it's halfway across the world. In the first 10 hours, when you come across hordes of zombies, you are going to want to avoid these freakers. You're not powerful enough to attack them all at once and to wipe them out yet. You need to run, flee, and fight another day. As you're going around the world, you'll run into human camps where they either try to abduct you or have abducted somebody else from the camp and from the camps that you're involved with. You have a focus, which lets you kind of slow down time, much like almost like the Fallout VAT system and stuff like that. It slows down time, allows you. So when you aim your gun, you have a cursor, and that cursor slowly shrinks down to a certain area. When you use focus, it shrinks down to a real small area. So if you're going to go in quiet in an enemy camp, you're going to want to go in, use your focus, and take them down silently. And then eventually they spot you and you go in loud. There's a whole bunch of skills to unlock in this game. There is a whole bunch of mechanics in the game. There's multiple areas on the map, or not multiple areas, but there's 2 sections to the map that open up, and there's tremendous stuff to do in both. This game is emotionally charged. It's frenetic and fast-paced at some points, and it's just very, very overall a fantastic experience. If you have PS Plus, you can check it out for free. If you don't have that and you have a PC that can play it, you can run over to CD Keys and buy it for about $9 or $10. Sadly, when the game first released, it had a few bugs. It had like hitching and glitching errors of people stuck in walls and stuff. I didn't experience any of that through the 60 hours of play or 50 hours I've played. I only crashed a desktop one time. So it's a extremely solid experience. But if you like post-apocalyptic, if you like The Walking Dead, if you like survival type games, definitely snatch this up. You have a motorcycle that you see me driving around. You have to upgrade that if you want a better bike. And all these upgrades like literally mean so much. I'm scavenging for parts right there. You saw me getting in a car. Just the whole game is compelling. If zombies aren't your type of game, or you don't like the emotional range of like a show like The Walking Dead, then this game probably isn't for you. But I loved every minute of it. I couldn't put it down. Like, it was a really good book. And Wednesday, I'm going to do one more stream of this game, and I'm going to go after the hordes. Because at the after you've completed the game, they do let you continue in the world and finish off anything that you had going. When it comes to the Nero checkpoints and your skills, Don't worry about running out of stuff to do to fill those out. Eventually, by the end of the game, or by the time you've done everything you've wanted, you're going to fill up almost every skill and almost unlock every weapon. Some of the weapons that you want to unlock are tied to the communities that you have to serve and help. And here's where some moral decisions come into play. If you don't like a camp and you don't like the leader, but you like the weapons that you can unlock from helping them, you might end up helping a camp that you do not care about or don't want to see succeed. So it's just really interesting. The noise mechanics, like I said, as soon as you unlock some stuff, unlock the stealth portions as soon as possible. It'll help you so much. As I'm moving around, I don't know if you can see it on the screen. I think my head is covering it, but there's a little marker for a speaker. And as you're moving around, if you move real slow like I just did, the speaker barely moves. But if you start running, it literally like alerts all the zombies. You get improvised silencers, and those are very important to use when you're sneaking around a herd, because one loud gunshot and literally these things and like start running and chasing, and it's just an amazing title. I really suggest everybody check this game out. It's certainly worth $10. Certain. And I found, this is going to be blasphemous to many people, I found this game more enjoyable and more emotionally engaging than The Last of Us.
I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you that, because obviously Ray and I have been saying to you for a while you needed to get this game.
Yes.
We both played and loved it for all the same reasons, and I knew you would. It is just a stunning achievement, and the shame of it is it never got the recognition that it really deserved first time around, and it's kind of become legendary since. And you're right, for like $9 or $10, it's an absolute.
All the critics
love for them to do a remake.
Yeah, now here's what I want. All the critics kind of poo-pooed the game, okay? Maybe it didn't release in the best condition, okay? Maybe it didn't. But any game player that played it loved the game. And now that The Last of Us are becoming a TV series, I hope, because Hollywood is kind of creatively bankrupt, I hope that they snatch this title up and give Sam Witwer a handful of money to come do a live action of this.
William, Christmas has not ended yet, my friend. They are actually making a Days Gone TV series.
Are they really?
Yep, that's absolutely been confirmed. I think it's Netflix. If not, it's one of the big guys.
Well, I tagged Sam Witwer in a tweet of me saying this game was a masterpiece, and he liked it. And I even asked in the tweet, I was like, how about a live action version, Sam? Well, I really think this is ripe for that. Playing the game, it really made me I wish more of the elements of this game were inserted into The Walking Dead. Like the screamers. The zombies end up changing eventually. No spoilers, but one of them screams. So like it's called a screamer. So you'll wander into a herd of zombies, a horde, and try to like sneak around them. And one of the zombies will lock eyes with you and just start screeching. And then your screen gets blurry, and then like a whole bunch of zombies rush you.
It's amazing. Female. They actually have a female freaker. And she's screaming for the boys to come and get you.
Yeah, so give this game over 10 hours. If you feel weak and underutilized and it's tough, it's supposed to be in the first 10 hours. Go around and collect all the neurosites that you can that don't involve gas and turning on noise and stuff. Watch speakers. Whenever you open a neurosite, you literally call down any zombies, because as soon as you put gas in the generator and turn it on, all these loudspeakers kick on. You either destroy those right away or avoid that area for now. And some of the neuro camps, you need upgrades to your bike, like the Nitro, to be able to jump some of the gaps to get to them that aren't in container crates or behind locked doors. Fantastic.
Awesome. Thank you so much, William. You deserve one of these. Woo. There we go. Awesome stuff. Thank you so much. But see, this is it. Talent. This is why they call him Simply Pwned, because nothing gets past him. He's been playing it for less time than me and Ray. He still knows more about the game than we did. What can I say?
I literally couldn't put it down, Rock. I grinded 60 hours in like 6 days.
He actually loved. We talked about this in Discord, and he was very, very passionate about this game. So I'm glad he finally played it. And,
yeah, thank you
one
for
of
the
my
recommendations, because it's right up there with The Witcher 3 and the Red Dead Redemption 2 for quality acting,
Yeah.
quality writing, and world. Like, I loved it.
Ah, brilliant stuff. Well, we'll now swiftly move on to Ray's section, which is this week called Ray's Plays, but it could change. One never knows. It changes on a weekly basis.
Exactly. Guys, right now we're starting with Amazon Luna. They got a couple of games that just I saw posted up, and that's WRC Generations, which is kind of like the rally car game. It's a long series, and I think this is one of the last of the series that came out, WRC Generations. They also got Yakuza Kiwami, which is part of the Yakuza series. Those are on Amazon Luna. Right now, if you are a Prime member, you can play Beach Buggy Racing Hot Wheels Edition for free. Also, they got Monster Truck Championship. They got Jackbox Party Pack, and they have I think what do they call the Lumines?
Lumens, is it? Lumens?
Yeah. So
how would you pronounce that, David? Lumens? You're an educated fella.
I would have said Lumines or Luminous.
Oh, well, you were
Lumines,
correct, mate.
Luminous.
Don't listen to him, Ray. Don't listen. It's Lumens.
All right, and xCloud just came out today, folks. Stranded Deep.
Whoa! Whoa!
Is that up the creek without a
Hey,
paddle?
so right now you can go play that on xCloud, and also Xbox revealed first edition starting in 2023. I know somebody's gonna be doing a little something, and to talk about what's coming up soon. So I don't want to spoil that for them. But I will. I have the link. I'll post it up. But just to give you just a couple of games that they got planned coming in 23. They're gonna have the Persona 3. They're gonna have Persona 4. They got Monster Hunter Rise. Those are games coming out January 23.
Oh yeah.
So, and they got some other goodies coming out as well. Also, on Boosteroid, they got some games that came out. They have the Hydro Near, Paint the Town Red. They got a game called Fist, which was actually a free game on Epic. So I hope you guys make sure you guys claim your games on Epic on Thursdays. But Fist, they got Choo Choo Trolls. They have Pentiment. And they have the Dyson Spear program and Dwarf Romantic. Those are all new games that you can play on Boosteroid. And then on the PlayStation Plus, they got Star Wars Jedi Fallen. They have Fallout 76. And then they have a game, what the hell is the name of this? Axiom Verge 2. Those are games that have come out on PlayStation Plus that you can play right now. And that's it, guys. That's it.
Awesome.
Some of the games that you can play.
Thank you, my brother. That's which one are you playing most these days, Ray? Which are your myriad of platforms?
I'm GeForce. I'm loving GeForce, especially with the 4080. I can't wait to try that out. And you know what? I praise you, Stadia Krampus. I praise you. Thank you for being in the chat. Love your support, brother.
Oh, bless him, man. I didn't see him there. Mind you, I have not been... where is Ray's Praise? Yeah, no, it's a good shout. I'm trying to convince him to bring it back in some other form. So watch this space. SK, hope you're well, my friend. And a good day from Brentoni B as well. Hope you're doing well.
Rokk, I figured something out the other day, man.
Yeah.
I bought Cyberpunk. That's one of those games that I purchased. And I wanted my Stadia save. And I had done my Stadia takeout and everything, and I kept trying to load the game in, and every time it would say that the save file was corrupt. I knew where to put it, I knew all that, but it turns out I had to go log into Stadia, log into my last save within Stadia. There's some kind of patch there for Stadia for the older saves to be able to load up. So I had to load into Stadia and then do a new save because I hadn't played since patch 1.4 and 1.5.
Oh.
So the old saves were incompatible. I had to go save again, get takeout one more time, and then that save loaded up. So for all of you that played Cyberpunk when it first came out and you did your Google Takeout, go load the game up, save it one more time just to make sure that your save will be compatible. Or you might find out by the time you get to it, you no longer have it because you've only got to the 18th.
The 18th is when they're shutting it down. So I've also did my takeout as well. But just so you know, there's going to be a lot of other games you're not going to be able to use.
Yeah.
But
you didn't have to worry about that, Ray. You played Cyberpunk well after patch 1.5, so your save would work. Mine didn't though, and I was getting upset. I was like, "Oh, come on!" But I got it.
So Crow's in the house saying that Sony PlayStation Productions working on the live-action adaptation of Days Gone, and this got me excited because I didn't know this, but Sam Heughan, who is the amazing actor who plays Jamie in Outlander, is set to play Deacon St. John, the lead character. He's a great actor, actually. Yeah. He is. I had him pegged as the next Bond. But I'm going to guess if he's doing these kinds of roles, he probably is beyond that. But he would be a great Bond.
He is fantastic. I love Sam Witwer though. Damn, that stinks a little bit, but he'll do a great job.
He will do a great job. Yeah. I had no idea when that's coming out, but that's certainly one to look forward to. So you got The Last of Us. What else were there coming up? Teletubbies. They're making a remake of that one, adult version. That would be cool. Who knows? And finally, folks, our lovely new band member, David.
It was Stubbies.
He has his section. Here it is. Look at this. It's Wilson's wish list. So for this week only, Wilson, David, I prefer to call him David. I don't know I call people by their surnames. Just a thing I've got. David's going to cover off some of the highlighted games for 2023.
I am.
Over to you, my good friend.
Okay, well, if you want to have a scroll down this little list here for me, Rokk, and start at the very beginning because Alan Wake 2. I don't know if any of you have played Alan Wake or Control over on Stadia. They're both set in the same universe. It's this kind of twisted, mind-bending, horror, surrealist kind of world. And Alan Wake 2 is a very, very exciting game that people have been looking forward to for a while. So that is due to come out this year, and it's something to definitely be excited about.
Nice. Yeah, I like it. And I love Control. And you're right, it's all in the same... Yeah, it's a superb game. Same universe. That graphic looks stunning.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. 2023, it's coming out for PS5, Series X, and Windows. So that's definitely one to look forward to.
It is.
You tell me when to stop?
I have never been a fan of Ark, but it's definitely worth mentioning that Ark 2 is coming out this year because Ark has had a massive following ever since it came. I think it's an MMO. It's been live service. It's constantly released new DLCs and seasons and whatnot. But it's always been an adored game. It's kind of like Minecraft, but with dinosaurs, isn't it? You do a lot of world build, a lot of base building. You go out and collect your own dinosaurs, and it's Ark 2 is a highly anticipated game, so keep an eye out for that this year. And I think it says even in this description, Vin Diesel's meant to be part of it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. It's going to be the Fast and the Furious dinosaurs.
Hey, the Rock is no longer a part. He won't be in it.
No.
Well, I didn't know I ever was.
It also says here in this description, which I think is going to be very interesting. Ark 1 was a little bit more basic. Like I say, it was maybe a bit Minecrafty. It was the mechanics were basic at first for mounting these dinosaurs and building things, but they want to make it a lot more advanced, and they want to give it a Dark Souls feel almost when you're fighting these dinosaurs and recruiting them, which I think is going to be incredibly impressive if they pull it off.
Unreal Engine 5 sounds incredible to me.
Oh yes. I was never sold on Ark 1, but Ark 2 could definitely pull me in if it's everything it says it's going to be.
The graphics weren't great.
No, they weren't.
I want some movie studio quality assets of some dino skin.
Yes. Well, we know everything that's going to be made on Unreal Engine 5 is going to be out of this world graphically. Everything.
Awesome.
Right,
Next.
let's
There's 50 of these, so we're going to need to move through.
We've talked about Assassin's Creed Mirage of the Yin Yang, so we don't need to cover that too much. But that is something that we should all be aware of is coming out this year, and I think very soon, isn't it? Next couple of months.
Rokk, are you interested in playing as Basim? Are you interested in that at all, story-wise?
Well, I mean, I don't. I'm interested in playing as Basim. Why should I not be?
Well, no, I was just wondering. I don't want to give spoilers for the end of Valhalla or anything. So.
Oh yeah, no, I got to the end of Valhalla.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I completed the whole thing. Nice. I know what. Yeah, with the machine and everything. Yeah, no, I've been there, mate. Been there, done that. But no, I am looking forward to it. I mean, there's not been anything new from Ubisoft now for a little while. True. So this is going to be the first major new title. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. I would love to have had Skull and Bones out. I know, Ray, you gave it a little play as well. I know he never likes mentioning it, but I don't mind. And I really enjoy it. I'd love to have seen that come out. But I'm definitely up for this one.
Skull and Bones, I believe, has had yet another delay. So I'm not sure that's even got a confirmed date anymore. It's a shame, but hey, this is something you want to be stopping on. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Yes, this has been delayed a couple of times as well. We were expecting this. I think it was autumn originally last year, and it's been pushed back. But you can't complain. I mean, it's a big, massive open world game. It's going to be the first gaming adaptation of the Avatar franchise, and it's setting itself up to be a franchise like Marvel is. It wants to be continued over and over again with a big open world. So this is just the first point, but he wants it to be a big like first point. So it's
nice.
It's going to have a lot of story. It's going to have a big, massive open world. As you can see there, you're riding horses. I think you can fly on the dragons in the world. It's
that's
meant
not
to be
a horse.
Amazing.
Don't tell him. Let him find out for himself.
and it's coming out on Luna. It's coming out on Luna.
Oh,
Is
wow.
it? Have you guys seen the new movie, Water, whatever it's called, Wet and Wild? Yeah, Wet and Wild. Avatar, Wet and Wild.
I missed that one. Boy.
Yeah, apparently they got hot dogs for sale and everything. Turkey legs. It's brilliant.
Yeah, all the men got blue. You know what?
Yeah, it's like Smurfs in space, isn't it? It's the most bizarrest of things. I haven't seen. It doesn't interest me. It's coming to Disney.
Are you trying to say they're always sore, Ray?
They're cold. It's cold in Avatar, I tell you. They've got to wear socks to stay from getting blue. It's coming to. I think it's coming to Disney Plus in the summer anyway, isn't it? I think. I'm right in saying.
I believe it's coming to Disney Plus in about 3 months. It's usually 3 months after the cinema release at the minute that they release on the Disney Plus.
It's about a 3, and I think it's like a 3-hour movie too.
But it's a large one.
This would have come out. This would have come out on Stadia, I believe. It was slated to release on
Yes.
Stadia, wasn't it?
It was day and date. It was meant to be a day and date release on Stadia. But
damn.
What can you do? What can you do? But
Nothing. Nothing.
we can play it somewhere else. Is what we can do.
Yeah. BG3.
Yeah, I mean, you're aware you've got a few fans of BG3 on your panel here, Rokk. We're
I love the BGs.
We've had a few campaigns of this, haven't we, fellas? Playing through with our the dwarfs.
And our what do you call them? The little guys.
Oh,
gnomes.
God.
Our gnomes.
Our gnome
Guys.
We did a bad gnome playthrough where we were all little musical gnomes, and it was absolutely hilarious. But yes, this game is it's amazing. It says here in the description, it is worth noting. It's weird that they've decided to pick up Baldur's Gate as the next their next big adaptation, because Larian Studios, who's responsible for making the game, actually have been really successful with their Divinity series, Divinity Original Sin 1 and Divinity Original Sin 2, but I don't know why they've got the rights to the Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Well, they've got the rights to Baldur's Gate, and it definitely fits into their fantasy genre. So they decided to switch it up and go for Baldur's Gate 3, the next part in that old series from the 90s. Yep. But they're doing a great job with it. It's been in early access for 2 years now, I believe. But that's because they're very attentive. They're wanting to get everything perfect. So they've got an open Discord where they're constantly taking on criticism. They're constantly taking on advice on what to put in the game. They want to have every option available by the time this thing is released.
Well, it is not an easy feat to take 5th edition D&D rules and then implement that into a game, because every step requires a check, and they're doing great though. It's fantastic.
As you say, they want it to be D&D on screen, so they want to implement every option that you would have as if you're sat around a table with your friends and you go, "What's on that wall over there?" They want all of that optionality on there. So it's a big project that they've been undertaking, but it has been confirmed they're releasing it autumn this year. It may be delayed. If it does, I won't get too frustrated because we want it to be right. We do want it to be right.
Yep. When did it come out early access? It's been out for a little while now, hasn't it?
2 years ago, I believe. Is that right, SPG? You've been playing since the beginning, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been about 2 years.
Wow.
And yeah.
2 years. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Oh, well. I mean, decent games take 4 or 5 years. We know that.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Absolutely. Banish's Ghost of Newton.
And for all of us that started with it, you can definitely see the progress and where the game's going, and you can see the work they're putting in. They're kicking its ass, for sure.
There's a lot of people who are excited for this. I have never been a Dead Space fan, but it always had a big following. Always had a big following. I think it's been several times rated as one of the scariest games there ever were back in the day, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was a highly polished Resident Evil scare type game.
Yes.
And it's one of the ones that did it really well that wasn't connected to Resident Evil.
So. Oh, yes. So there's been a lot of people anticipating this remake coming out this year. And we've got a few friends in chat who are constantly just always talking about Dead Space Remake, because, it's got a cult following at this point. It really does.
Well, still am playing Callisto Protocol. I am still playing it because it's freaking hard. Oh, what is it with you devs these days? Making games really hard.
The road.
It's as pretty as it is difficult.
I can't do the road game.
I think they're doing it to make up for games being really short. They just turned up the difficulty.
I think so. I think you could be onto something there.
Yeah.
Alex says GTA 6 is taking 10 years. I think that has more to do with shark cards than actually game making things. I'm just saying.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. But I am looking forward to Dead Space. Although, having said that, if it's exactly the same game but prettier graphics,
I think that's all it's going to be. So it's not compelling to me. I've experienced it.
Yeah, me too. Been there, done
that. Great title if you missed it.
I gotta say, Final 7 when they did the remake, I said, I don't know, and I played that.
Oh, that's different game.
Though. Sometimes
they took Final Fantasy 7, which was mainly top down and kind of side scrolling a little bit, and they made it a full 3D thing. And so I would definitely be checking that out. I need to actually get that Final Fantasy 7 remake.
This is one for you guys. I know you love a bit of golf, don't you?
Oh, yes, we do. We love our PGA too. There's not a lot to say about it, except somehow they've been given permission to use some courses that hasn't been in a PGA game for over 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So if you scroll down to this description, it actually briefly mentions it. It's some Tiger Woods courses, which hasn't been allowed. Where is it? Augusta's fabled Amen Corner hasn't been on a game in over a decade. So for real golf fans out there who like those nice, sweet greens, Amen Corner it's a very well respected one, highly reputable green. So they'll be excited for that coming out for sure.
Excellent. Oh, look, there's your Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Oh, there it is.
How's he going to swing that thing? Look at it. It's the size of a paddleboard. Let me hit you with my surfboard, sir.
He can swing that thing, Rob.
It'd be like getting hit by a 2x4.
I hope it's made of balsa wood. That's what I'm saying.
There are actual smithies and whatnot nowadays who, as a hobby, make these swords, though, don't they? They've got collections of these big, colossal things. And
there's a lot of collectibles around Final Fantasy VII, all the way to little Chocobo beanie babies. So
wow. Yeah. So this is another Nintendo. It's very similar. It was kind of similar looking game, isn't it? And then we got the aforementioned Square Enix.
Forspoken. There it is. I don't have a PlayStation, so I won't be able to play it. But I'm excited for.
No, it's on PC as well.
Oh, is it? Will it be coming to GFN or anything like that? Will it?
Yes. Well, I say yes, it could do, but I wouldn't want to. I don't know for sure.
Get the House and Kids on it. No.
Yeah. Exactly.
I actually fought that thing on the demo. That thing was
Oh, what this crocodile thing?
Yeah.
Was it
got a lot of potential.
was it easier or harder than beating Jeff's demon fetus?
Jeff's demon fetus.
It was on the
You'd have
Witcher
to
on
watch
stream
his
last night, Rock.
You'd have to watch his stream from last night.
no.
It's gnarly.
I think the fetus was worse.
Okay.
Oh no, defeatus by the fetus. That's all we need. Wowza.
Jesus.
Oh yeah. Forza is a massive, another massive audience for Forza. Forza, how do you pronounce it? It's
Forza.
German.
It's just Forza, I believe.
I mean, they get the cutting edge graphics. I mean, they kind of lead the pack, don't they, in terms of gameplay? And it isn't just racing, is it? The one I've played, you get to. There's all sorts of off-road games and stuff you can do, and different kind of modes.
Well, one
and
of them's
things.
an open world, isn't it? Like
I believe the past couple of them have been. I've never been a Forza fan, but one thing I do know about Forza is if you've got a high-end PC, it's one of the best things for testing out how good your frame rate is and how good your resolution is, because it's high speeds with beautiful highways and cars with all this glistening. It's really, really cinematic. It's beautiful.
David, is this the game that they showed at that NVIDIA showcase?
The NVIDIA showcase about an hour and a half ago.
Yes.
No,
Not that one. The one where they announced the 4090's release. They showed the sun and the baked in lighting, and then they showed all the ray tracing.
This is that exact game. Yeah. No,
okay,
that's
that was
one that
beautiful.
we used as an example. Yeah, it's one of the best games to show an example of how good a computer or how good a screen can run, because it's just got so much detail into it. I don't know how they do it, but it's incredibly impressive.
It really did.
Wilson's wasted. I know. We know. Of course he is. He's totally wasted. Gourd. No, I don't know nothing about this.
Never heard of this one. That's
dark fantasy adventure game. Look forward to that one.
Dark fantasy.
Hades 2. I know it's massive on Switch. Hades.
That's another hard one. That was hard to play.
That's a roguelite, isn't it, Ray?
Yes, it was.
Oh, I can't be doing roguelites, mate. We ought to have a petition. We should start a petition for 23. No roguelites. Hogwarts Legacy.
Everyone is excited for this thing, aren't they? I mean, who doesn't want to play the next edition of a Hogwarts game? I remember playing one when I was about 5-year-old.
You've been playing, there have been other ones?
Yes, on PC about a decade and a half ago. There was
Flip.
They had some Lego ones.
They had some Lego ones as well, but they did have a Hogwarts Harry Potter RPG game on PC about 10-20 years ago, and it was a really good game for what it was.
What excites me about this, Rock, is that Sierra, my wife, she loves Harry Potter, and she literally saw the trailer to this, and she was like, I will watch you play this game. And then she found out that you can go and you've got your own special area that you start in the game with or whatever, and you can customize it and put animals in there and make it your own. And she's like, I am going to design that for you. So I'm getting it so we can both mess with it.
I'm giving a copy away as well as a Rokk giveaway in Feb. So we're doing Forspoken in January and Hogwarts in Feb. I'm going to be giving a big old massive day and date game every month this year.
That's amazing.
So those are the two.
Get
yourselves over to rockshow.com for details, folks. But fantastic. My kids have been looking forward to this one for the longest time.
This is going to pull people into gaming who haven't entertained the idea for God knows how long, because I mean it's Hogwarts, it's Harry Potter. Everyone loves Harry Potter.
It looks great as well, doesn't it?
It looks phenomenal. Riding around on your broomstick on all these different animals, all the different spells you can cast. I'm gonna
watch this game get some awards at the end of the year.
The visual world building is what I am super excited about in here, because you go see some of the like the movies, you see only certain hallways and certain parts of the place, but you could literally just explore the whole grounds. I'm excited for that.
Oh yes, it's
me
gonna
too.
be exciting.
Me too.
Now let's have a gander on this.
Hollow Tights.
Let's keep it. This is a long list, as you say, Rock. There's a lot of things down this thing. So
we'll move on through the ones we've no idea. Hyenas. This is interesting.
Hyenas.
Yeah, laughing all the way they were. Here's your Lies of P.
That is a game that is on my list. I like
Dark Souls.
I can't wait to play Lies of P.
It's better than Lines.
Oh, this is the Pinocchio kind of horror thing, isn't it?
Dark Souls version of Pinocchio.
Oh wow.
Yeah, sorry, I'm the only person in the world that calls it Pinocchio. But I'm always getting told off for that, but I will stick through. I will stick with it my entire life. Yeah, no, it's not working. We won't wait too much. But yeah, no,
Pinocchio.
yeah. Well, I've always gone off the basis that two C's would make a knock sound, but actually, even if you go to Italy, where the story comes from, they do say Pinocchio. So you can have it. But cutscenes look good.
Oh, they look really impressive.
And that, but this, I've imagined this is a bit like a Steel Rising, using the kind of Pinocchio characters, because of course nobody owns a copyright to any of that stuff. So it's obviously if you used the same look of the Disney Pinocchio movie, which is still within the 100 years, then you would get done. There you go. This is why I'm saying it reminds me of Steel Rising. It's got that kind of robotic thing going on.
It's got that same like art style.
Yes.
Like, yeah. It looks
Very
recognizable.
So. Yeah. But it does look that kind of a game. And I love it. I mean, I just love it when a studio goes out on a limb and comes up with something unique looking. Because, too often these days, Dark Souls has done well. Let's make a game that looks exactly like that and plays exactly like that.
Well, do you know something? I think we're starting to get a lot more Souls-like games. It's becoming the trendy genre of game at the minute. And I give it another year or two before we're getting a bit sick of these games. But I am still excited for seeing more of them come out. But it's becoming the way, isn't it? It's
to be
Dark
honest,
Souls-esque fighting.
It's not always, hey, I've got a great idea for a game. Sometimes it's, hey, what made money last year? Okay, let's do that. Yeah,
let's do that with a little bit of this.
Yes,
but
correct.
Everybody's got to have. I think it's just a genre that a lot of people like, and I think it's getting popular.
I just started the first one.
Little boy who can't control his wood. I even choke saying it.
I'm a real boy.
Actually, I tell you, I call him what's he call him? Pinocchio. Pinocchio. ISP rumored to come to Stadia. Oh, bless it. Never mind. Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Well, there's not a lot you can say about a Spider-Man game, except it's a bloody Spider-Man game. You're going to enjoy it. Who doesn't want to play as Spider-Man? They're always amazing games. Even the ones from 20 years ago, some of my favourite games today, flying around the city, zipping around on my webs and all that.
And I'll tell you something, if you have a PC with at least an RTX 30 series card, turn on Spider-Man and turn on RTX. It sounds so stupid that reflections mean anything, like as in getting you more into the game. But I'm telling you something, when you're climbing up a skyscraper and it's glass and everything behind you is reflected in the mirror or in the thing like a mirror, it's just amazing. It draws you right in. You turn it off and it all turns opaque. You turn it back on and you can see a representation of the building behind you.
Hey, Payday 3.
Payday 3. This is a brilliant one to stop on. I mean, we've got quite a few friends in the community who are obsessed with this Payday series. It's a great little community game, and the third one is meant to make it a lot more. The second one, which was their latest release, obviously, is the graphics aren't anything top quality. It's just a really fun game to play with friends. They've got some great missions in there, a lot of content, but Payday 3 is meant to step it up. It's meant to bring it into the next gen sphere, as you could say, with graphics and cinematics and the mechanics. I think are just going to be more refined than what they already are. I don't think they said that they've got a lot to add in terms of that, but the mechanics of the game are already incredibly thorough, and it's going to be a phenomenal release when it comes out. As they say, the last one was that. What
the hell is that?
It looks hungry. It looks hungry.
They knocked it up in the NVIDIA CES event earlier. Didn't you see them?
He's like, get in my belly.
Oh my goodness.
Planet of Lana. Oh, that looks like a real old, lovely retro game from back in the day.
I love this world.
Very quaint, cute platformer. There's a lot of those nowadays as well. I'm in the middle of playing one of those, Unraveled, if any of you have ever played that. It's a really quaint.
Yes, great game, isn't it? Yeah, with a bit of string.
Yes.
Pragmata. This looks a bit like Anthem with a girl on your back.
Yeah.
That looks good. I like the look of that. Redfall. There's so many great games. Remnant 2.
Remnant 2. Now, that is actually the third in the series, I believe.
Oh.
The first one was Remnant, and then they did a prequel, which is Kronos, and that was on Stadia, if any of you played it. Kronos Before the Ashes.
Was that them?
That was them, yes. It's a very Dark Souls-esque game. Kronos removed the guns, but Remnant was always meant to be Dark Souls with guns. And it did phenomenally. So they came out with the Kronos, which was actually meant to be a VR experience, but they adapted it to play on console as well. And Stadia got the hands on Kronos. A brilliant, brilliant little game. It explains the good and evil of the world and how it all started. And now, because it's done so successfully with the first one and with the VR one, they're bringing out Remnant 2.
Ray! RoboCop!
Damn right.
Whoa, look at this. So is actor Peter Weller. There you go, William. They've got the original actor in for reprising his role as the cyborg copper.
Stop or I'll shoot.
You never take me down, copper.
Is that the original actor from the original RoboCop?
Yeah.
You got the ED-209 robot in this game as well.
The Ed 209, yeah. I tell you, this could be a compelling game, man. It could be.
We don't know much about it, do we? Is it a first person? Is it
I've seen some pictures
platform?
of it.
Yeah.
And it's not your platform game. It's more 3D world, driving around in the car and moving
like
around.
Cyberpunk, RoboCop kind of Cyberpunk.
Or maybe like a GTA style, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember or not, but the first RoboCop was awful, ultra violent, and visceral. So this game could be like that.
Oh wow! Look forward to that.
Yeah.
Sons of the Forest.
That's another highly anticipated game. The Forest is one of the biggest horror games that have came out in recent years.
I love the Forest.
Yes, yeah, a lot of people do.
I used to have turtle shells collect in the water, and then I would go at night, and these people would come out and attack you at night, and I would run back. And the Forest is amazing. You guys are gonna love the Forest.
Sons of the Forest is going to be Forest on roids as well. It's meant to be phenomenal. So that's one thing I'm really hoping to check out when it comes out.
Hang on. Run, Forest!
Run, Forest,
run! And it was the monsters, too. They had monsters, too.
Yes. It's a big horror game. They've got a lot of things in it.
This is going to be good. I'm looking for. This is coming to Game Pass as well. Stalker 2.
Looks stunning. Stalker 2 looks stunning.
I'm getting some Metroid Exodus vibes when I look at this.
Oh yeah, Metro Exodus, very much.
Yeah, Metro Exodus, definitely. I love that game. That's a good one. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, just recently announced.
God, none of us can wait for this one, can we?
Very excited for this one.
Yeah.
Again, it's another Souls-like, but it's in the Star Wars universe, and who doesn't want to play a Star Wars game? And as I say, Dark Souls games. Some of the most
interesting
thing.
What's interesting though is those types of games. There, the Fallen Order. It's always they got to ride a fine line by making you feel powerful in the beginning and not taking it all away from you from the previous game. Like, I hate it when they do that stuff. Some games do it better than others, though. Like Metroid, usually you get your stuff taken or something. Anyway.
Starfield, everybody is either talking about this or looking forward to it. Is it going to be like No Man's Sky? Is it going to be its own thing? Who knows?
Fallout 76.
Fallout, exactly.
God, I hope not. I'm hoping it's going to be a AAA No Man's Sky with all the extra detail and all the bells and whistles, and we're going to love it. But there's a lot of room for error with something that's this big. And any Bethesda project starts off with holes in it everywhere. Do not expect this thing to not have bugs, because Skyrim, Oblivion, Fallout 3, New Vegas, every single one of them, buggy as hell on release. Buggy as hell.
This game was supposed to come out November 11, 2022, and they pushed it back.
Wow.
So I hope that...
See right there? It says 1,000 explorable planets. Give me 100 and have them fundamentally...
Give me 3.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, give us
Just
10.
work for Destiny.
Give us 10 worlds that are fundamentally changed for our arrival and decisions, and I'm a happy guy. I don't need 1,000.
Want to fall into Ubisoft's big crux, which they have all these open world games, and many of them have got so much empty space that's worth nothing. And if you're a Ubisoft head, you enjoy these. No, it's a known fact. I love Ubisoft games.
Hey, they fill those worlds with markers. Get it right.
There you go. They fill it with markers. It's a known thing.
I love Wildlands. I love me some Wildlands.
I love almost every Ubisoft title that's out. I do, but it's a fact. Those big open worlds are monotonous. They're monotonous. They're not unique and individual. Every experience you bump into, there's a lot of repeated similar things, and we want this Starfield. We want it to feel, as you say, we want.
One rebuttal to that, and that's Valhalla. There is so much interesting visual stuff to see, and if you just stick to the normal paths, you're never going to see it. So that's one objection.
Valhalla is their latest one. That's definitely the final form of what they've been going for. They've been stumbling over themselves, making these big worlds that are amazing, but there's a lot of things that are just useless or pointless, or you end up spending 3 hours chasing down just little markers.
Well, I'm a completionist, so if there's a marker, I have to go there.
Same, bro, same. But eventually, you just get worn out, don't you?
You do.
Nothing worse than burning yourself out on a game that you like. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, one of my favorite games, and I got burnt out halfway through it and had to put it down for half the year just because it was so expansive.
It's massive. Odyssey is one of those games that you could buy that one game and not finish it in 4 years.
Yeah, no, you really.
I want to know. I want to know what steroids was she shooting in her legs.
Holy cow!
Wowza. That's got a hoit.
That's like a racing greyhound, isn't it? Look at that
I had
definition.
some jokes come to mind. I'm going to leave them on the...
That's got a hoit. Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League.
Yes.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Ooh. There you go. That's one I wasn't aware of. Batman reveal. Somewhere.
Yeah, Batman's the villain.
Yeah, I wish he wouldn't mess about with Superman killing Batman and stuff. I mean,
take a leaf out of Halo's book. Don't make your hero the villain because you'll just ruin it.
Yeah.
And beyond, I agree. Odyssey was a beautiful game.
It was.
It was gorgeous.
He just, you know what? He just didn't like history. He didn't like history when he was young. He didn't like. He hated history. In class.
He's still young, Ray. I mean, that was like
You're
3
about
years
me.
ago.
Oh, yeah, I think they were about you, David. They were about you, dude. Actually, I've seen this trailer. There's not much to it, is there? Shark.
Yeah,
no, it's just some funny bits back and forth, and then they see what the villain is. Yeah.
Expanse, Telltale series. Love a bit of Telltale. Legend of Zelda. So this is the follow-up to the Breath of the Wild.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Much anticipated.
Oh yes, there's a lot of people who've been Zelda fans for many years, and Breath of the Wild was the next step for Zelda. It really was. It opened up the world. It made it a different style of game, and I don't think there was a single person who hated it. I mean, obviously were a few, but all Zelda lovers just came to this game and said, "Finally, like this is what we want. The next step in Zelda. We're now on the same playing field as Xbox lovers who love all their AAA games, Sony lovers who love all their AAA games. Finally, a Nintendo game that's this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if something's gonna make me buy a Switch, it's gonna be this game.
Yeah, I'm 100% with that.
I have to say, I'm in the same place, William. My daughter got a Switch for Christmas when she bought Animal Crossing. I have to admit, and I'm always happy to admit this, I never got one because I always thought 1080 is going to look rubbish. It's going to look like an old Nintendo Wii. I was blown away at how good it looks on our big old 4K TV. I mean, they've done a great job of upscaling and really optimizing the look and feel. And those games are great fun. We've been playing Party Pack and all sorts of stuff on there. A bit of Mario Kart. I've actually enjoyed it.
Some of that cell shading is just beautiful. It's beautiful.
I was very impressed.
You can no longer tell that it's a Nintendo game. That's the thing. It's stepped into the same realm as Xbox and PlayStation with these AAA bangers that look amazing. It feels amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Outlast Trials. What's Outlast?
I haven't heard of this one.
Thank you, Barclay Gaming, for the $4.
Oh, thank you, dude. €4. Very similar to
€4
$1 though, these days.
€4. Yeah.
Pear character exaggeratedly stretching his arm forward to offer a cup of coffee. And it is very much appreciated. My boys love a bit of caffeine. Space Marine 2, they're knocking out these Warhammer games, aren't they?
Oh, yes,
Yeah, they
obsessed with Warhammer at the minute. But I mean, it's always been a good title. It's always been
Yes.
Total War's like main franchise baby. It's always been a flagship every year.
Wild Hearts.
Wild
Look at
Hearts.
There you go. Concrete cement monster.
I don't know, man. That looks like a half bat, half ape.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Got bat and ape in its
Godzilla.
face for
It's
sure.
actually from Chinese myth, one of those monsters. The
Wow.
Wild Hearts is
Oh.
all. If you scroll down, it says briefly in the description. It's from the creators of Dynasty Warriors, which they've been making games since early Xbox and early PlayStation.
Okay.
Hack and slash games with it's based on real Chinese history, but the Chinese history is it's like British history. It's very laden with myth and Arthur and the sword. You know how you can't really tell the difference between what's history and what's myth.
Yes.
Yep.
They've got the same thing over there with all their dynasties and whatnot. So they talk about characters like Lu Bu, who slays 1,000 men, and he's three times taller than anyone else. And you can play this character, Lu Bu, and whatnot. Guan Yu, all real people who were historical, like battle masters. But it crosses the line between what is real and what is myth. Like I said, it's very much like Arthur and the Round Table for us Brits.
Yes.
But it's going to
Tintagel.
be a great game. This Wild Hearts. Now they're moving it out of the hack and slash territory, and again, it's going to be another Souls-like. Souls-likes are the trend at the minute. They're all the rage. This interactive fighting game where you're going up against big monsters and.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. But then again, dinkum, fellas. That's all I'm going to say. It's the antidote.
Dinkum, Rock. You really want to keep talking about your dinkum?
I'd love to show you. I'd love to show you my dinkum, David.
All I got to say about the dinkum is woe long.
I never drink them. I avoid the dinkum.
Yeah, King Kong. So, Wolong, another Chinese game, I assume.
Dynasty Warriors again. It's,
Another beautiful looking one, though.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Another beautiful one. Same creators as that one, just above Wild Hearts.
What's the other game, Ray? The other one.
Wu-Tang?
No. The one with the monkey.
Black Myth Wukong. I was going to ask Rock to pull this one up. That's due to come out this year as well. And it's been talked about for the past decade, I believe. Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah, and it looks incredible. This is my anticipated game probably coming up.
I've been waiting for it for half my life, this Black Myth Wukong. I really have.
He's only 7.
Been 10 years? That's not even 10 years?
Where are we? Here we go.
But it's amazing, though. It looks incredible. The main character is cool.
It's again based off ancient Chinese myth. He's a character that's been popularized by League of Legends over the past recent years.
It looks like a myth version of Sekiro, kind of.
Yeah.
Again, it's another Souls-like. I mean, I'm not complaining. I love that style of game, but it's all the rage at the minute. It is definitely the trend. Everyone loves these Souls-likes, and
he looks like a monkey.
He is the Monkey King, I believe. That's
it's like isn't it monk like Trippy Taka? The whole monkey.
I'm pretty sure it's the same origin. It's the same type of lore, roughly.
But it definitely looks next gen though. The actual gameplay. If
stunning.
you go, for all of you after the show, go look this title up and actually watch the 4K gameplay. It'll blow your mind. It's actually very compelling.
They're pushing Elden Ring on here, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Fantastic. David, thank you so much, my friend, for your debut. That was sparkling.
Thanks for all the help, fellas.
Sparkling debut, my friend. Awesome stuff. Well, we're right up at come to the end of the show, guys. It's been a good one. It's been a massive bumper edition because, of course, it's our first show of 2023. Who can believe it? Who can whatever it? So I'm just closing my windows to make some processor space. There we go. Chaps, thank you so much. Let's do our usual round table, find out what we're all up to this coming week, starting with William in the green room. What have you got coming up this week, my friend?
Wednesday at 12 p.m. CST, I'm going to be playing some Days Gone. I'm at the end game, so there'll be no story spoilers or anything like that. But I am running around the map going after hordes with a whole bunch of gear. So it should be a lot of fun. It's going to be very hectic and action-packed, so it should be fun. And then Friday, I have a community stream. If any of you have a phone or own the game Among Us and would like to shove Ray out an airlock or David out of an airlock, we would love to have you join us Friday at 12 p.m. CST
awesome.
For a couple hours of some Among Us. That would be amazing.
Awesome. Raymond, what about your very good self?
Tonight, 10 p.m. Pacific time, I'm doing it's the Luna Zone, some Amazon Luna. I'm going to be playing Potion Permit. It's a cute little animated RPG game. I'm going to play that tonight.
Oh, fantastic. What about my morning show? Or is that your morning? That is my morning show.
That is your, yes.
I just this evening I was thinking, what's he going to be playing tomorrow morning? I was like, oh, no, that is the same show, Rokk. Yeah, exactly. I should look forward to that. David, I know at this moment in time you're experimenting with streaming, aren't you? I mean, apart from this show.
I'm just messing around a little bit. I'm streaming here and there on a Twitch account that I've got. I just really use it for watching other people. But if you ever want to jump in when I've got something up, I think it's David_Wilsonian on Twitch. But at the minute, I'm just fumbling around. You'll find me in all of these streams and these streams when the guys are doing community streams. I'm always kicking around.
Oh, bless
Who's
you.
above you, David?
Rokk? I mean, no, Ray. Ray's above me, isn't he? Ray's above me, right?
No.
Hey.
In the real world.
Look at he's like Ray's above me.
No.
He's above me.
Those ones over there.
If you look up to the corner where the live stream is, you'll see that.
I'm looking. Those ones. Wait.
I
got there. I got there at the end. These
there you go.
over here.
There you go.
He's new.
Exactly. No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll rock around the clock. And Fridays, Rock Around the Clock, we do the members only giveaways. So check that out. Thursday, of course, is Rock Players as well. So check out Bjorn and Holtz and the boys. It's always good. And this has been it, the very first episode of the New Look Rokk Show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. And I just want to say a big thank you to David joining the band. I think it's an absolutely awesome job. Awesome job.
Thanks,
there you
guys.
go. Round of applause for Mr. Wilson. Very deserved, my friend.
I had a blast. And as
Mr. Was Mr. Wilson in Dennis the Menace? Was that the name of his neighbour, Mr. Wilson? Was it? Mr. Wilson! Not that we had the same Dennis the Menace in the UK, though, David. They have a different Dennis the Menace to us. So when I talk about Dennis the Menace, they know this as a completely different character to Dennis the Menace and Nasher, which we know.
Yeah.
So there you go. There you go. Completely different. Completely different. Yeah, exactly. Chat, thank you so much for joining us as always. I hope you enjoyed the show. Leave a few comments in the comment section. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button. It's much appreciated. I will be putting David's where you'll find him details in the info after the show. I wanted to keep it a little secret. It's a little bit of fun between you and us. So we'll all be back next Tuesday. Looking forward to some more cloud gaming and next-gen gaming news. And we will all see you at our various ports of call over the next couple of days. You take care. Take care, guys. Let's go off. We've got some jamming to do. We're jamming.
Oh, that didn't look good. I don't know what I was doing.
4080.